Welcome back. She may have rose to fame on the set of The Only Way is Essex, but our next guest has been on quite the journey over the past 10 years.
Yeah, since then she's become a mum, and I'm a celebrity jungle favourite, and most recently a fitness guru insisting that she's finally found true happiness at 30.
So what's the secret to her success? Well, let's find out. Reality star and entrepreneur Ferne McCann joins us on the line now. Good morning to you, Ferne. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi, Ferne.
Morning, ladies. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be chatting to you this morning.
Well, we must start by wishing you belated happy birthday. You turned the big 3-0 not so long ago, and your little girl Sunday turns the big 3 next month. So busy time in your house. How was lockdown for you, and how have the last 7 months been?
Lockdown was a mixed bag of emotions. I think, like for everyone, I definitely found it tough at times. Going from being a super busy person, single working parent, to then being a stay-at-home mum was, it was a massive change of lifestyle. And honestly, hats off. I've got a whole newfound respect to stay-at-home mums. It was fun. I got to spend good quality time with my daughter. I made the wise decision of moving my mum in at the start of lockdown to help me, and then just got really into my fitness. And yeah, I mean, positives and negatives, and happy to kind of be moving back to reality and normality now.
Well, we've just looked at some gorgeous pictures. Your 30th looked like the most glamorous thing I've seen in a long time. Much more glamorous than my lockdown, I have to say, Ferne. But take us back to where your career started, which of course was on the reality show The Only Way is Essex. How do you look back on that now, kind of 10 years on?
I can't believe that Towie celebrated their 10-year anniversary. It's crazy. I joined, it must have been about 7 years ago, and I can't believe how much it's grown and evolved. And honestly, when I joined the show, I didn't know what to expect. I was a hairdresser and just went for the opportunity. And now the rest is history, if I'm honest. And yeah, happy that we celebrated their 10-year anniversary.
Ferne, you mentioned a really good point when you were talking about Towie before in your experience on the show, and you said, and it's something I've never really thought of when it comes to reality TV, you said it's not normal to watch your boyfriend and your friends talking about you, and I suppose we would call it structured reality, but there was an element of real life on that show as well. Did that add to any sort of anxiety or concerns, or sort of being a bit more self-conscious when you're out in the public arena?
I had some really tough times on The Only Way is Essex. I had some really dark times because of that. Like, you know, I was so much younger, and people, I guess it was the start of trolling, and I didn't really have any expectations. And if I'm completely honest with you, back then I wanted to be on TV. I almost wanted to be famous. So I guess you could say it was the recipe for disaster, because I wanted that so much. I was getting involved in the drama, and it was causing friction between my relationships, my friendships. But at the same time, I am very grateful to the show, because it was the start of, well, what I would think a great career. I absolutely love where I'm at now. I've got a reality show on the same channel, which is really positive and fun. And I know that I would never have had any of these opportunities being on the Jungle and my fitness platform if I didn't start on Towie. So I almost feel like I owe everything to that show. But yeah, there was definitely some tough times. And reality TV, you have to have a thick skin, because it's not for everyone.
It must have been nice to go into first-time mum. Sorry, Ferne. I was just going to say, it must have been nice to go into the other reality show, the one that you're much more invested in now, I suppose, First-Time Mum on ITV, and have that little bit more control about the whole thing.
Oh, there I am with my face mask. It really is a show that I love, and we're now on to Series 6, which airs on the 22nd of this month on ITVB, and I love it. What I love about this show is it's real, it's from the heart. There is a level of control there, and you know, it's so positive. I wouldn't do anything, walking into anything, especially when it involves my daughter, if it wasn't that way. And the viewers have seen Sunday grow up. It started from when I was pregnant, and she's now going to be 3. And it is a real honest take on parenting. I was not really maternal before I had Sunday. It really, as you ladies know, motherhood is a learn on the job kind of job, and I just very honest with it, wear my heart on my sleeve. So I think the viewers find that relatable.
That absolutely comes across 100%. But Ferne, also, as well as the reality TV show, you've been incredibly busy of late because you have a new platform that you've set up called Embodiment, and you've joined forces as well to talk about pelvic floor muscles, which you also include as part of the exercise and the services, offers a whole load of yoga tips, mental health and well-being tips. So tell us about this.
So I launched Embodiment on my 30th, being really big into fitness, well-being, nutrition. We come up with the idea in lockdown, and yeah, it launched on my 30th birthday, and it's been going really well so far. About a year ago, I opened up about suffering with bladder leaks. And I know this, even talking about it now, I mean, I've been speaking about it so much over the last year, but even now I still wince a little bit and feel somewhat embarrassed, but I feel like it's very important to open the conversation, break down those stigmas and taboo, and put more of a spotlight on women's health. And that's exactly what I did with Always Discreet. We teamed up together, opened the conversation, and then a year down the line, we launched a series of free workouts to strengthen and exercise the pelvic floor muscle, which you can find on Embodiment, my platform, and it's called Pelvic Power. And honestly, it's just a way to make it fun, to teach women of all ages how to strengthen the pelvic floor muscle. And you would not believe the power in the squeeze, because I was at a point where I felt super embarrassed. It was affecting my day-to-day life, suffering bladder leaks. I felt very much in my prime. I'd only had one child. I still felt very young. This is something that I associated with the elderly. Yeah. But the beauty is that there is hope, and you don't have to do anything aggressive. You can literally squeeze that muscle, get involved in the workouts on Embodiment, and you can definitely see improvement.
I think there's probably women all around the country tuning in, identifying with those symptoms that you've just said. And you know what? It's lovely coming from a young, fresh girl, because it makes us all feel a little bit more normal as well. Post-childbirth, I'm sure lots of people can relate. So where do we find the lessons?
So you can find them on embodiment.co.uk, embodiment with a Y. And there's the whole Pelvic Power series, which was actually designed by my PT, who I've been working with for roughly around 7 years, and a pelvic health sports physio.
Brilliant.
And yeah, and we'll literally teach you how to do it. We make it fun. And I think that's what's important, is so many women of all ages who might not have even gone through childbirth are experiencing bladder leaks. And the thing to kind of note here is bladder leaks they're common, but they're not normal. So there is absolutely a way that we can make it better.
And talking about it is so important. Sure. Ferne, thank you for taking the time to talk to us today. It's a pleasure.
Thanks, Ferne.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. This is my first time talking to you guys. So, yeah, I'm excited. Thank you for having me.
Hopefully we'll chat again. Thank you so much, Ferne, for being so honest and open with us this morning.
Now, still to come, we're catching up with Strictly Come Dancing's head judge, Shirley Ballas. See you soon.